Hi sunshines, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something really fun as always. My client came in and she wanted to get her very first big chop. She started transitioning over quarantine, and so quarantine was about 2 years ago, and this is what we have. This is what she's working with. So as you can see, the ends that are straight are her is the hair that was relaxed, and the parts that are not straight are the parts that are natural. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to do a very detailed big chop. Typically when people do big chops, they think, oh, it's super easy, you just cut what you see, or you just go in and just cut the length. But yes and no, that's what you do, but you want to go in and you want to be as detailed as possible, because you don't want to leave your client or your guest or even yourself with having like straight pieces throughout the hair. So we're just going to go in, I'm going to give her a very detailed big chop. So before we get started, I always ask the clients if they want to cut their own hair, like cut one piece off, and most of the time they're really scared, so they don't want to take me up on the offer. But I always ask if they want to just cut like a little piece off, just to kind of feel like, hey, this is really happening, make them feel empowered, just all the things. She opted out to do that, which is totally fine. Anyways, it was still a vibe, it was still, a beautiful process. Then yeah, I think whenever you get your hair cut like this, you get all, like a major haircut, it always takes so much years off of your, like your shoulders. You feel like you're a brand new person when you walk out the door. And, hair carries so much of our, our identity. It carries so much of our pain, our stress, just all the things. People look at it and like, oh, it's just it's not a big deal. But I think that it's really a really big deal when you do a big chop and you cut off all your hair. I think it's a pretty big deal. So as you can see, I'm just going in, I'm taking my wide tooth comb and just combing out what I see and just cutting off all her straight pieces. A good thing to look at, because her hair was more stretched out when she came in, is to look at the hair that you can see through, the hair that looks totally different. You can get to see it because the hair looks thicker. So the thicker hair, it's the natural hair, and the hair that's thinner is the relaxed hair. And I'm just being very careful. I'm not cutting off too much. I'm cutting off just enough. That way she can retain as much length as possible, because she didn't transition for 2 years for nothing. Some people, they go in and they just do the big chop and they don't even transition. But for the clients that, hey, they make it their mission to transition, I try to keep as much length as possible while also giving them just a slight shape. So I'm just going in and just trimming off all those straight pieces. And then once I do that, kind of just trim a good, I don't want to say base of it, I'm going to go in and really go into detail, and I cut her nape and just really whenever I see this straight, I'm going to trim it. And we're just going to go in and just do it like so. So after everything is finished, once we go ahead and trim her hair through this process, I'm going to give her a shampoo, a steam treatment, and define her curls. And once we do that, then I'm going to finish up her haircut. But hopefully by that time, once we do all those steps, her hair it may just have a few pieces that are left behind. That's why I'm going in. I'm really just trimming her hair, just giving her a very detailed cut. That way, when I do her wash and go, we can leave it to where we don't really interrupt the curl pattern, and she can leave with the shell. Like her wash and go is going to be in a shell, because I'm going to use a gel base, which some people, they look at a gel and they're like, oh my gosh, I could never use a gel for my wash and go, it's too stiff. And the good thing about using gel for a wash and go is it helps the style. It helps the style last longer, especially because it's about summertime here, or spring. It's humidity in the air, so the gel really helps it hold together. It really helps it just protect it. And when she leaves here, even though she's going to sit underneath the dryer after I do her wash and go for about 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes, her hair, with the thickness of her hair, it's not going to be fully dry. So I don't want to break her shell of the hair of the wash and go just to make the hair soft. It's going to do that. Day 2 hair is going to be softer, it's going to be bigger, and day 3 hair, it's just going to keep getting better and better. So when she leaves here, she's going to have a little firm shell, which is totally fine, because you don't want people in your hair when you first get your hair done anyways. And also, it's a good thing that it's going to be like that, because she's going to make sure, I let her know that she wants to make sure that her hair is fully dry before she touches it or anyone else touches it, because if she does touch it while it's still wet, it's going to cause frizz and it's going to give her the look that she does not want. So with us spending all this time doing her wash and go, she's going to make sure that no one touches her hair, even though it's so hard, because this is a new journey, a new chapter, and you're going to want to touch it and feel it. But this is kind of also, I don't know, it also helps just kind of just see everything. So as you can see, I'm going in and I'm just really giving her a detailed cut. And I'm going and I'm cutting the hair that you can see through. It's kind of hard to see it right now, but I promise once we shampoo her hair, you can really see it. Yeah, I'm just going in and cutting off all these straight pieces, because it's going to make our job so much easier when we're going in and we're giving her shampoo and we're doing her wash and go. Remember, if it doesn't curl up, it's damaged hair. And she came in for a big chop, so I have to give her a big chop. So you see, I'm just going in, I'm being very detailed. I started off with my big comb, and now I'm going in with my smaller comb, just to really get those tiny hairs that may have been hidden while using my wide tooth comb. I'm just going in, I'm just really trimming it. As you can see, what you can see through is damaged hair, and then y'all see the pieces where that's dark hair, the hair looks fuller. That's the hair that is natural. Now, I will say, when you transition, you want to transition with naturally curly styles, like curls that are going to mimic your natural hair, or just like Lisa curls. You want to, do a lot of like twist outs, braid outs, flexi rods, perm rods, just curly styles, updos. You don't want to transition with straight hair, because what's going to happen is you're going to always try to match the hair up, or your new growth up, with your relaxed hair, and you're going to cause more damage than good. A lot of the times I see these people, getting their hair straightened, they're trying to transition that way and straighten it, and they're giving themselves heat damage. And heat damage or heat trained, whatever you want to call it, that's damaged hair. And the purpose of you coming in today, or you want to get a big chop, is for you to cut off all the straight pieces. You're gonna feel like that you're transitioning for forever because you're gonna have a lot of straight pieces. So the best thing I would say if you're wanting to really transition is to, wear a lot of natural styles, a lot of perm rod sets, flexi rod sets, heck, even do protective styles. Whatever it is, just make sure you avoid heat at all costs. And now that her cut is complete, voila, look at those curls. They look beautiful. Oh my goodness. So we did her big chop. We shampooed her hair, steamed it, gave her a wash and go. And this is the finished results. It looks beautiful. I'm so happy with how it turned out. The curls are popping. They look hydrated. And yeah, this is how you want your curls to look. This is how you want your hair to look after you do your big chop. And this is how your hair should look after a big chop. No straight pieces anywhere, nowhere at all. And see, I'm just kind of checking my work too, as I'm just, kind of just playing with it. But it looks absolutely beautiful. We just trimmed her hair in just however her hair was shaping up. I didn't give her a major shape up. I just, tried to maintain as much length as possible. While also making sure that we were able to trim off all the straight pieces. And yeah, the wash and go gel I use All About Curls high definition gel, and I absolutely love it because it really works with most of my clientele. Like, most of my clients really like the gel. If their hair is a different texture, then I'll probably use, if it's maybe a looser texture, I'll use their mousse. And their mousse works really well too. Or if their hair is really oily and they can't take too much products, I'll use a mousse and I'll use a diffuser. But for this particular client, because her hair is really coily curly, I define her curls with the gel and I put her underneath the dryer for 45 minutes. And this way it helps maintain her curl pattern and it's not frizzy.